Fort Rock.
Fort Rock, yes. And that's the only ever any primate that's ever been found in the fossil record in the United States. And it wouldn't add up to what we see as Bigfoot today.
So Tom, where are these academic types hanging their hat on that duo to say that that's what we're looking for?
I'm sorry, say that again?
So the academic types, Krantz, others, they're saying Gigantopithecus or Paranthropus. How can they hang their hat on it when there's no evidence?
Well, there is. The question is, how good is the evidence? There are teeth of Gigantopithecus.
Not in North America.
Correct. Well, we got Clovis Man was in North America, who was probably wiped out 12,000 years ago in some sort of, cataclysm that we now call Younger Dryas. But it is much more recent than what we're finding in places like Africa, for sure. That's a tough one. One thing that Charles Darwin said when he was asked, why aren't there fossils that bear out evolution in the 1870s? And he said, maybe it's just that we haven't been looking long enough. And that idea was dismissed by his contemporaries. They said, we probably have all the fossils we're ever going to find in the 1870s. How wrong-headed can one be? But how, modern doesn't one feel at their time? And so when finally this guy, Thomas Condon, who was a minister, oddly enough, in the Dalles, Oregon, found the evolution of horse foot or toe, the fossils that showed the evolution of the horse from 5 toes to walking on a single toe, which is what all horses do today. Thomas Condon brought those fossils to Charles Darwin, and Charles Darwin wrote him a letter and said, thank you, you saved my butt, because they were saying that there was no fossils and there never would be any found, and you found them, and you're a man of the cloth. And of course his other ministers turned to him and said, what are you doing? And he said, I just call them like I see them. I dig them out of the ground and I run from the Native Americans to get them to science. And whatever happens after that is not up to me.
So you guys both know that giant skeletons have been found in North America.
Mm-hmm. Indeed. Lovelock Caves.
And in Montana, too.
Mm-hmm. And throughout the East Ohio area. So just so you know, in the book, Bigfoot, Wild Men, and Giants, I placed in there a series of articles from major newspapers across the U.S. when these giant skeletons were found. And the vast majority of the time, they went to the Smithsonian, who claim now they don't have any.
Well, if Rob Alley is in here somewhere, he reminded me of the story of Ailes Horlichka, who was the guy who buried all these fossils. And he was hired by John Wesley Powell in the late 1800s, no relation,